Here's another one of those ideas for creating drop shadows for your characters in PowerPoint. So if I zoom out a little bit, maybe you get a better idea of what it looks like. So really just using some shape fills and some soft edges, or actually in this case, the blur, not the soft edge, to create this shadow for our character. So let's go ahead and just walk through putting this together. Pretty simple, and just another way to give your scenes or your graphics another element of perspective and depth. So with my character selected, it's a character with a that's background removed. So however you go about doing that, that's the first step you want to do, is get rid of that background. And I'm going to save her out. I want to save a copy of her. So I'll do a save as picture, and we'll just call her woman standing is fine. And I'm going to go ahead now, actually I should zoom out, and create a rectangle around her. I'm going to keep her selected, but I actually want to use her bounding box as a guide. So insert, shapes, and then a rectangle. And what's nice about it with this, with her bounding box active, it actually, this rectangle snaps into place, so I can create a rectangle the exact size of her. Obviously I could right click and choose things like size and position. So what I want to do is fill this shape now with that image of her that I just saved. So I'll right click the shape and choose format shape. And we'll turn off the line color. So right here, line color, no line. And for the shape, I'm going to go ahead and choose fill, picture, or texture fill. So it looks like it already remembered her from last time when I was testing this. So I will put it on the default. And now let's go ahead and find that image. Here we go, right here. And there we go. So you just want to fill it with that image. I already had her selected from before, which is why it remembered that. So I have two copies of this, right? So it looks like I have two of the same type image, but this one was actually filled with a picture while this is an actual image. What we wanted to do, and what this gives us options for now, is we can actually adjust the transparency. We don't get that option here with a regular image. So that's one way to add some transparency to your images. Somewhere around here is fine for now. Picture corrections, what I can do here is dial this contrast down, and we already have a pretty good looking shadow. So normally I like working with the soft edges, so soft edges right here, but that's not going to work so well with the person, because look what happens. The more I dial, the higher the value for the soft edge, we actually start to lose part of this character shape, and that might be what you're going for, but in this case I don't find this too useful. Actually I want to go over to artistic effects and work with the blur. So over here, you can pretty easy to see which one the blur is. And now somewhere around here, I can actually get a true, more of a blurred image. And that's really it. I'm gonna move this over because I might wanna make some adjustments here. So let's bring her back in place. I'm actually gonna right click her and choose bring to front, so she's above the shadow. And it really depends on what you wanna do with it. In some ways that looks pretty good right there. Or you can adjust this, probably scale it down a little bit. Find out how much of this you need to show. Whoops. And again, now it's going to be about how much transparency to add. What's the most realistic way to use this? Maybe it needs to come out just a little bit farther. But essentially, there's your shadow. And if I wanted to add some more transparency, just go back up to fill and play with it more or less. To get that. So a really neat way to add some drop shadows for your characters in Microsoft PowerPoint.